Hi, everyone. It's great to be with you tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you live from Casa de Sueños in Miami Beach. And what a great night it is to talk about one of your favorite topics, and that is prospecting and qualifying people, developing possibilities. Now, some of you call that recruiting, and that's where you go wrong. Nobody wants to be recruited, and it's no fun recruiting people. And we have to have fun. It's a very natural process. So we're going to go through it tonight, and hopefully this will cause some light bulbs to go off. I really want to applaud you being on tonight. This pandemic has created an opportunity for us to communicate and for me to do some things that I wanted to do for years, which is to really catalog all of the key points or lessons that we've taught over the years. And we have done that and we're doing that. But if you're not on, well, you miss it, but not really, because it's content on demand. And you should learn how to go back to it and use it because it really is an invaluable tool. Okay, so let's jump right in. The first thing that I want to touch on is the process of bringing people into the business, or the process of developing possibilities, relationships that always lead to a conversation about what you do and the business is a very natural process. So when someone is having trouble with it, or I see that they have not prospected or developed a group or sponsored anybody in a long time, I know what the problem is. And you're not going to want to hear this, but I have to tell you, it's your belief. You see, it all starts with your belief. And if you love the business and believe in it, and it's really a big part of your life, it's impossible not to get in conversations about it because it's relevant to everybody. Everybody wants a better life. Everybody has goals and wishes and dreams. And most people are stuck in a job that won't provide them the time or the freedom or the income to do what they want. So you have the cookie, as the saying goes. You have what they want. And even more importantly, we've talked a lot about it, you have residual income, which is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that everybody wishes for, and you actually have it. Therefore, you can give them an offer too good to refuse. So let's talk about how this happens. So one of the most amazing things about the business that I've learned over my lifetime is that it's like a fluid, it's like a liquid. It takes on the form of whatever vessel or container that it's poured into. And even more amazing, there's unlimited amount of it. It never runs out. It can fill as many containers as need be, representing as many people as want to be involved. And there's never a shortage. There's no supply and demand formula here. It's unlimited. And if you have a big container, if you have a water tower or a reservoir, it'll fill that if you want. So if somebody just has a small goal to do a little bit of retail and make a little money, that's fine. If that's what they want, and it'll fill that. And if someone has dreams to be able to build a little empire and to be able to travel the world and affect thousands of lives, they can do that too. It becomes what you think and what you do and how you see it. I can't emphasize that enough. It's one of the great epiphanies. So I do this demonstration of pouring the Market America fluid, water in this example, into different containers. And the demonstration shows that whatever the container shape, and the shape being what someone thinks, how they see the business, how they hold it, what they believe it to be, it takes that on. There's one where it was full of holes, their idea, their concept. It takes on whatever form the container or shape the container is, which is what your dreams are, your goals, your beliefs, your feeling, what you want to accomplish from it. So if you see very little, okay, you're not going to get very much. So there's a 55-gallon drum that we're filling up with the hose, Okay, and you can go even bigger than that. And so I hope that you get the point. So when it comes to prospecting and sharing the business or qualifying people to see if they're right for it, it's a process that reflects your thinking and your belief and your enthusiasm and your sincerity. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible to really believe and be enthusiastic and involved in the business and not for it to come up or not to bring it up in your weekly travels and routine with people, whether it be your kid's school or the PTA meeting or soccer league or just hanging out in the neighborhood. It just happens. Okay, so a lot of people have a lot of education and they're so overeducated that sometimes I call it mental constipation. But you may have been around for a while and you have a lot of education, belief, loyalty, knowledge, experience, maybe even some success in the business. But you see, I know that timing is everything and there needs to be a wake-up call, but you're holding on to all of this knowledge. And sometimes I like to joke, you know what a BS degree is, right? BS, and MS then must be more of the same, and PhD is piled high and deep. And certainly some of you have been to so many seminars that you are overeducated. But are you overproductive? Are you translating that into results? And maybe there's something missing. And I love the quote from Socrates: education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of the vessel. So we're talking about filling of the vessel. If you want to do it, you have to believe, you have to have a vision, you have to have that goal, you have to have that why, you have to be involved in doing the business so that you radiate it. Okay, so let's talk about it. Those degrees or equivalents and education, training, and knowledge are meaningless. I'm going to say it again. They're meaningless. So what if you give a great Basic 5 seminar? So what if you've been to every convention and you have been to every seminar and TLS or motives and you're a trainer? It doesn't mean anything in the business. It will not accomplish anything if you're not doing the evaluation approach 2 per week. Because after all, what's the business really all about? The business is really all about helping others succeed, finding people that want to get ahead. Or it can also be about providing them product solutions. But to expand it beyond a small income of just thousands to tens of thousands per month, you're going to have to involve some other people. So unless you're doing the evaluation approach and getting people to lead to people, and that means 2 per week. This is what we do. This is going to work. This is the job. This is the business. This is what it's all about. If you're not doing that, you're not doing the business. So all of your education and all of the things that you've learned about the Basic 5 and the techniques and the explanations, okay, really don't mean much unless there's the no decision close and pattern with the follow-ups and trial runs, connecting to the trial runs collectively for 90 days and working in teams. That is what grows the business. So all of your knowledge isn't really that valuable in producing anything that gives you the result that you want. We ought to go back to this, okay? Then when you do those things, when you're doing the evaluation approach 2 per week, everything changes. Then all of that knowledge becomes relevant and valuable or invaluable because now you have it happening, okay? And you can apply it to what you have that's growing. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, I sure hope it does. Because some of you know a lot and have all the training, but you're not doing those fundamental things to be in the game. And that's when it gets to be fun. So the business becomes what you see it as and you do with it. And your actions, okay, are going to determine if all that education is relevant. You got to have 2 per week, the pattern, which leads to what we've been talking about for the last few months, the geese procession. of being extremely systematic and efficient and always getting a result, and people imprinting that. And so in the beginning, if they imprint right and you're doing it right with them, automatically what you set in motion carries in motion. The business becomes easy. So I struggle with this conception that people have that I have to activate and that's it. I don't know who told you or where you heard that you only sponsor 2 UFOs to activate and then you're done, with the prospecting and sponsoring process. But it's totally wrong. It's false. It's a lie. It's a misconception. So wash your brain out. It's absolutely the opposite. This business was built and designed and structured to be able to handle more than 2. For everybody to do 4 to 8. We just don't have them in competition and spread ourselves thin in the horizontal program. And there's a multiplier effect when everybody's doing more than 2. They're doing 4 and 8 per year. That increases the probability that you will lead to the right person that tears it up and everybody gets 100% credit for a year without dilution on that and starts earning checks. It's miraculous. Okay, so I don't know who told you that, but look at me. It wasn't me that told you. I never told you that. So learn why it's wrong and why, when that, people, they have a meeting or 2 and they have a great sponsor and they get some people in and they call me up and say, I activated. Wow, they're all excited. I call it activation ejaculation. Don't you want any more? If it's that great, don't you want to do it more? Okay, because really that's just the beginning of the race. It's the start. The whole reason for the 2 is that there needs to be a multiplier in the marketing plan, and you're now going to get credit. You've earned the right to get credit for everything that's developed by the whole team down those 2 lines. You can't do it on 1. So you have to have 2, and now you're in a position to accumulate that volume and get credit and to earn checks on what we build together. That's the reason for the 2. Okay, so learn why it's wrong and what activation is for. Learn how the plan is designed for more than 2, and how you the old pump thing. Instead of doing those 20 pumps or 10 pumps, we do it all down 2 lines, and everybody earns money together. Doesn't that make sense? Isn't that brilliant? Yes. But that doesn't mean that you stop at 2. So if you and your team have not grown fast and are not earning the money that you'd hoped for yet, maybe this is why. And, it's not your fault because you didn't understand it. And nobody showed you. You didn't imprint right. And we're getting you out of the chicken coop now. Okay? Forgive yourself. Let's start over and do it the right way. The way it was designed to be done, to make faster, lasting income. The way we did it in the beginning. That's where the people that are at the top came from. So prospecting and qualifying. Recruiting is what most people want to learn about, but it just doesn't work. It's too hard. It even has a negative connotation. I don't want to be recruited into something, okay? It kind of implies that you're being convinced to do something against your will that you wouldn't already be doing anyway. So no one wants to be recruited, and I don't want to recruit or be recruited, so I simply do not recruit. But it's not even possible for people not to get interested, to qualify themselves and eventually get involved. And it's a very natural process because people are frustrated or they're wishing for something. Everybody has either frustrations or wishes. And you have the way to do something about that. So it becomes a very natural process just getting to know them. So prospecting is developing or discovering possibilities. Is that person a possibility? Okay, that's all I want to know. They become a possibility when they're alive, when they want more, when they have situations that they're frustrated with, they want to overcome, and they're willing to do something about it. So prospecting is developing or discovering possibilities, and we're doing that all the time. The rest happens naturally. You can't talk somebody into the business and then become a director. They're doing it against their will. Qualifying is building relationships, making friends. So all I'm really focusing on, and we all have a daily routine. And so I go through that daily routine and we bump into people. I'm aware, I'm awake. I'm always in a prospecting, possibility developing mode. I'm trying to make friends. Don't you want to make more friends? So we're in the business of making friends, really. I'm investigating, evaluating. I'm being funny, stupid. You know, you were always goofy and funny before, people like you, and then you get into business, it's like you get lockjaw, you know, or mental constipation. Hey, come on, loosen up. So living, believing, acting, having fun, be busy. I'm always busy. Busy people are getting things done and people want to know what they're doing. Excited. I'm in a hurry. I'm happy. They want to know what's going on. You see? So take a look at somebody like Elizabeth Weber, or anybody that's really doing well in the business. They are effervescing with enthusiasm, busyness, excitement. They're going places. So it's a natural process. And with people, it's a conversation. I want to listen to what they say. I didn't used to listen, but when you're in the business, you want to listen because they're going to give you the secrets that make this appealing to them.
Exactly.
So I'm investigating. I'm an investigator. And in that process, I'm qualifying them. I don't want everybody. I want the people that want more, that are ready. So the process is about relationships. Prospecting, okay, equals possibilities. And you need possibilities in order to grow the business. When I have possibilities, then I'm going to get them to evaluate it. And you've already learning that in phase 1 of this process of having your list of 10 to 20, then 100, and doing 2 per week with a senior partner. That's where we get good at it. We sharpen our blade. And you learn how to qualify people, and that results naturally in sponsoring. It's the life cycle. Okay, so sponsoring, though, you have to understand what it is. Don't be so anxious to sponsor everybody. Sponsoring is a huge responsibility, and it's a long-term process, like having a baby. It's a big commitment. You know, you cannot leave a newborn baby on the doorstep and expect them to be there a week later. You know, it requires nurturing, care, feeding, changing diapers, love, protection, you know, all through the months of infancy. You know, and once they start crawling, they pick up every little speck on the floor and they eat it. You know, then years of caring for your toddler, your child, and then when they get to adolescence, that's when the real problems begin. You know, honestly, you be careful who you sponsor. What I recommend, that's why I recommend that you qualify people and make sure that this is somebody that you want to be in business with, that is going to be fun to do it with by doing a trial run and making it work first. It's already fun. It's already working. You see, it should be a relief when someone does not qualify. Now, what makes them not qualify? They don't want more. They don't have any wishes. They don't have any frustrations. They're just kind of like numb, right? Do you know anybody like that?
Comfortably miserable.
Comfortably miserable. You know, they can become a customer though, because everybody has problems or situations, whether it be health, whether it be, you know, an oil spot in the driveway that we have a product for.
Health challenge.
Right. So was that
a health challenge?
A health challenge.
To lose weight.
Okay, they want to get and be more fit. Yeah. They're overweight. Everybody has problems, and you have solutions. You just need to match the problem to the solution. Exactly. So they can become a customer. Everyone does not get into Harvard, my friends. Everybody does not get into the best school or make the professional cut on a sports team, or even a college team, or even a high school team. You only want the best. You want the people who can lead the people or the customers. Why would you want to bring anybody into business and convince them to do it when, you know, they're not effervescing with enthusiasm and hope and want to do this? You know, you're just wasting your time. I can't emphasize that enough. It's a relief then when something happens where somebody doesn't come along and get in. Do you understand that? So you don't waste your time with them. It gives you time for the next person. So why would anyone want to sponsor someone who can't lead to anyone or use and sell the products to customers? Tell me, why? Why would you want to bring anybody? So let's find out first if that's going to happen. Okay, so sponsoring is like having a baby. Most women will tell you it's either easier to conceive than to deliver. You know, so let's be careful about what we do. It's easier to conceive than deliver. Do not want illegitimate children. People, and a lot of people bring people into the business and they're basically orphaned. You know, so you know, it really is analogous to having a baby. You got to bring them up. And you got to spend a lot of time with them. Now they'll reach a point where they're an adult and they're on their own and they're making it and you're getting a residual income from it. But that doesn't happen automatically. So you must be developing several evaluations and relationships at once to make sure that you have the right babies. Okay. Timing is everything, and it's a process, not an event. I'll say that again. It's a process, not an event. I don't find somebody, get them in, sponsor them, sign them up, and forget about them, and hope that they go to the seminars or the UBPs or plug into the system, and they do it. That's what many of you may have been doing wrong. That is really what went wrong with the business over the years, if anything is going wrong. The residual income and the plan worked so well that many people that made it stopped doing it. They just collected and not doing it with the people that were newer so that they learned how to do it. And you got to do it with them. So you have to be patient and never anxious. Time is on your side. When you deal with a lot more people than just one or two, timing's always going to be on your side. It's going to be clicking. So always in a prospecting, meeting people, evaluation, qualifying, investigating mode. That's my consciousness. That's my mindset. So the process and the pattern that leads to the right people and imprints the geese procession flying into V binary formation happens automatically when you're doing it right with them, because they don't know any other way. And they simply imprint, they copy what you're doing, and when it works, they're going to do the same thing. So how to get out of the chicken coop if you got hatched as a chicken in the business? You know, ask yourself, am I in the metaphor that JR shows, a chicken, duck, or goose in the business? Now, there's an awful lot of chickens and ducks out there. Don't feel badly about it. It really isn't your fault. But in order to change it, we have to start hatching geese. When you hatch enough geese, you become seen as a goose because the geese are following you. How could you have been a chicken? So a minimum of 8 go-nows per year is what this process produces. Out of 100, 2 a week, just 2 a week. If you can't do 2 a week, how in anything are you going to make 6 figures? So becoming a prospector and a qualifier takes time. We do 2 per week. Okay, so we're cultivating possibilities who lead to people that qualify, and it takes time to do that when we're doing it from scratch in our daily routine and running into people. So this is very important to understand. Okay, the evaluation approach of 2 per week for 52 weeks, which equals 104. And you know, we're supposed to get 100. That's 4 extra. So if you know, I'm always joke about it, you can send those 4 back. But the agreement in the getting started guide, which is the covenant or the contract or the agreement or the understanding between you and the line of sponsorship, the UFO organization that you're coming into. This is the basis for this working. If you do this and we help you, it will work. But if you don't do it, it's not going to work. So who broke the agreement? You see, most people skip over this, but it's getting started guide to build the business following the 2 to 3 year plan is starting with 2 calls per week, resulting in 8 go nows over the years. Statistically, that's been proven. Most people will get a lot more. That is if you don't have much talent and you're awkward and you just never really get to the point where it's comfortable. You'll still have 8, especially if you're doing it with people. So it begins by simply calling people from your possibility list of 100 to 300. I'm going to tell you straight out, you're never going to be a great prospector with people that you don't know if you can't do this. This is the drills or the practice to get good at the sport. Okay, so we simply ask them to evaluate it for a reason that makes sense to them. Now, this is in other trainings, and I beat it to death, that you have to have a reason. You design an approach, you pick the evaluation approach, you modify it or customize it for them, but you have to have a reason why they may know the right people. Are you doing that? Or can't you follow instructions? You got a PhD in the basic 5 in the business, but you can't do the simplest functions that make the business work. That's what irritates me. So we simply ask them to evaluate it for a reason that makes sense to them and see if they know the right people. 3-way calls work the best. Now, Elizabeth and others, and we all have developed the Zoom approach, 3 steps, getting somebody on the phone with your senior partner and developing some interest. So it's not just signing people up. Get that out of your mind. They're going to beg to sign up anyway when it starts to work. Possibilities are qualified through trial runs that lead to more possibilities. So it becomes self-perpetuating. And then those people that they led to are leading to people. So what we set in motion carries in motion. That's the miracle of what I do. And I hope that you experience it. Okay, so they lead to go nows that qualify through the ABC pattern. By doing the ABC pattern, we automatically know who the go nows are. So we get them to lead to people first. And when a possibility evaluates the business to see if they know the right people, there's no decisions to make. Don't get people to make a decision. That's when you fumble the ball. They don't understand well enough. What they do is they experience it being fun and working and have people interested. Everything changes then. They want to get in, right? So there's no decisions to make. And we repeat the process and their possibilities to see if they know the right people to evaluate it. Now you have a little avalanche going. Okay, so we do the evaluation approach and no decision close over and over until we have a team of people leading to people or a geese procession, and we make it work first, and then they ask to register, they beg to register, they recruit you. Okay, I hope you're getting this, because when you start doing this, all of a sudden you can say, wow, he was right. I know, and now I'm having so much fun. So look, there's clearly 2 stages of finding the right people and qualifying them for the business. I want to say that again, because I want you to get it. There's 2 distinct stages of finding the right people and qualifying them for the business. Now, you call it recruiting, I call it prospecting and qualifying, starting with the top 10 to 20 that you do with a senior partner. Don't try to do it on your own, even if you're good. It has tremendous merits to have somebody that changes the atmosphere, that's an expert from afar, that's going to validate what you're saying and back you up. Stage 1 is evaluation approach with the list of 100. This has been proven by all the social media companies that went public. They had to do, valuations, and that, the numbers are based on average person knows 300, out of them 100 people will follow them. And they were right, and it's true. So stage 2, after we do the evaluation approach with 10 to 20, as we go through the 100, 2 per week, you're going to get pretty good. And before you're even done, you're going to start accidentally cultivating possibilities or prospecting. Why? Because you filled your container, you, with a dream, with a goal, with action, and you're excited, and people are going to wonder what you're doing, what it's about. So start making three-way calls with the top 10 list, and then work on your possibilities list of 100, 2 per week, times 52 is 104. I keep going back to it. If you can't do 2 a week, why don't you just stop? I mean, so stage 1 is methodical. You methodically go through a list of 100 possibilities using the evaluation approach, doing 2 per week for 52 weeks, which will result in 8 goes nows or UFOs a year. Now, can you or can you not do that?
Yes.
Why are you listening to me? Do I know something? Have I built this?
Yes,
Or why are we doing this? That is what you have to do. I'm telling you straight out. So you have control over this. You can do it rapidly. It's a discipline more than a skill. Do you understand that statement? It's a discipline. You just do it. And if you're not good at it, you do it with somebody and you'll be better at it. The more you do it, the better you get and the better it works. And simultaneously, listen to this now, what you do wrong and what doesn't work gets corrected by doing it. And the ultimate correction to it not working is to do it with a partner, preferably a successful senior partner. So find out the economics and the financial relationship regarding your position relative to the people above, and get someone to do it with you, and start with the list of 100 out of 300. May I remind you, they have a big reason to do it. You're going to turn on a faucet for them, leading the people. And that's the way you should look at everybody. They turn on the faucets to leading the people to get those 2 legs qualified so that you're earning 6 figures. It's just that simple. So it begins with simply calling people you know. The top 100 out of an average of 300, we simply ask them to evaluate it for a reason that makes sense to them. I've been over this in other sessions. If you don't know what they are, go back to the sessions. Okay, go study it. It's not just signing them up. The possibilities are qualified through trial runs. If they do a trial run and lead to people, they automatically qualified and automatically work. And I'm not going to do a trial run with them unless they choose residual income. And that makes it worth their while. If they're enthusiastic, coachable, okay, and are willing to learn, it's going to work. So sponsoring is a process of mentoring, coaching, and doing it with them in the ABC pattern. It's a little bit different than prospecting. Now they're on board, you have a responsibility. And I'm going to sponsor 4 per leg because they're working together, and it accelerates, multiplies the growth, and duplicates it. If you don't keep sponsoring, it's going to plateau out. But the worst thing of all is you imprint the wrong thing. They're going to see you not bringing any more new people in. You don't think they notice? And they duplicate you. And so it comes to a standstill. So stage 2 is prospecting and possibilities. If I have that going, it's developing new relationships, which takes time. But everybody has a daily, weekly, monthly routine. As we go through that, we're developing relationships, making friends, investigating, and discovering. And in that process, we're automatically qualifying them. Then we learn how to dance with the things, because when it comes up to what is it or what do you do, and it will come up. This takes time and cannot be rushed, and you have to be able to actually dance with the things, and we can practice the dance steps. If you dance well, they're going to come back. So first, get this straight. We don't recruit, they recruit us. I don't recruit, they recruit me. They end up coming after it. Okay, so making friends and getting acquainted. People love to talk about themselves. They ask questions. Listen, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as you speak. You're going to end up they're going to expose their pain when they talk. You're going to learn about what their wishes are. How important is that? That's the reason why I'm going to show it to them. I have the solution. I have a possible way to address those things for them. What is their passion? Sometimes I actually ask someone, what is your passion? What are you passionate about? Good qualifying question. People can only talk about 3 things. I actually like to dare people. Go out and do this with 20 people this week. get in a conversation and watch what happens so that I can prove this to you. When you talk to people in your daily routine, whether it be at the bus stop or at the lunch line, or whatever you're doing, they're going to talk about what's happening for a minute, small talk. Then after a minute or two, they will start complaining about how rotten things are, or what they wish, the way they wish things were. So when they do that, I'm going to teach you how to be a brilliant conversationalist. When they complain or wish, ask questions, listen, lean forward and say, you got to be kidding me. Tell me more about it. And they'll just open up, and they're going to like you, because every individual that you know, including yourself, your favorite topic is yourself. Their favorite topic is themselves, and they are experts at it. So that's a reason to evaluate the business. It's their complaint or their wish. So feeding their wishes and complaints or their pain is the answer. The key to showing them the plan. Are you hearing me? This is what you need to do. And it's easy. So you have a possible solution to their problem or wish once they've gone into it. And you can offer to give them an overview or a briefing. Don't try to get them in. Have a casual rendezvous, coffee shop, restaurant, Zoom, hotel lounge, something near them. Make it easy. Bring or include a partner if possible. Show the overview of the 2 to 3 year plan. You don't need to go into the 5 steps the first time. Share the digital education and credibility video, because it really is going to make a credible point about how great this is and what not to listen to.
Exactly.
So, don't do it. Do it your own way. You know it all. And then when it doesn't work, maybe you'll switch to do it this way. So then we have to learn to speak fluent market American. And I got to tell you, guys, when you get to the point where they ask you, what is it? Or what do you do? And if they haven't and you want it to come up, all you have to do is ask them what they do. And then they're going to ask you. You got to be ready. Exactly. You got to be ready with your opening line. Okay? It's just a brief 1-sentence, description about what we do. And then they're going to ask another question, or it's going to lead to another question if they qualify. So here's a list of themes, of topics that all connect. They all bump into each other. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. They all fit together somewhere. But you go to one and it leads to another. So when you go down this list, can you speak fluently about these topics? They're titles: shopping annuity and converting spending into earning, online shopping, getting paid to shop, tracking system of footprint of referrals. Can you talk about that? See, if you can't, you need to learn how to do it so that you're good, so that you can dance. Okay? Analogous to social media with e-commerce aspect. I go over these in our weekly sessions. We've been over them. We've done these. Go back to them and learn them. One-to-one marketing, unfranchised versus franchise, economic alchemy, product brokeraging, internet marketing and e-commerce, health and wellness, the 2 to 3 year plan versus a 45-year plan, plan B and residual income, retirement, or your why and their passion. I'm telling you, these things connect when the conversation starts. So if you know them, you're going to be good. Now, at the last convention or World Conference, we had a wonderful demonstration of dancing with the themes and prospecting and qualifying people and how to develop possibilities. And when the conversation starts, how do you do it? And I demonstrated the dance with Andrew, and who did you have? Jim Winkler and Kevin Elizabeth Buckman. And Kevin Buckman. And it was the biggest hit that I've ever had at a convention. More response, comments about it, light bulbs went off. So I'm telling you, you need to look at this 15-minute video.
Which they'll be emailed.
It's being emailed right now. You're going to get, at the end of the night, this PowerPoint, a full video of the containers, the full video of dancing with the themes, which I'm about to show you a clip of, and directions on how to get to all of our Zoom banner topics. Okay, so here it is live at the World Conference.
So basically, there's a business that I could build that could generate some extra income?
Okay, so you want to hear the whole dance or see the whole dance. It's really a verbal dance, a mental dance that we do, but it's just like dancing. Okay, and if you see down at the bottom, there's a YouTube link which does the whole 15-minute dance. I actually got tired. The dance went on so long, but it was great. Okay, so will you do that? Do you want to grow? Will you take the time to do that? And even if you saw it before, look at it in a different perspective of applying it. Okay, so we speak fluent market America. So dancing with the themes, either you lead or you let them lead. You can lead or follow. It doesn't matter. You can change it up. But here are some of the dance steps: the shopping annuity and converting spending into earning. Can you speak about that? Online shopping, getting paid to shop, and a tracking system. Can you speak about that? If you can't, you need to spend some time. You want to get better? Do your homework, do your drills, get together with other people and bounce these off of each other. Have some fun with it. It is a lot of fun. One-to-one marketing, unfranchised versus franchise. These are the dance steps. Economic alchemy, product brokerage. If I say one of these and it draws a blank, you know what you got to work on. Internet marketing and e-commerce, health and wellness. You want to make six figures or not? Those people that make it can talk about these things. That's just that simple. Isn't that true, Andrew?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 to 3 year plan versus 45-year plan. Plan B and residual income. Retirement. Okay, when are you going to retire? Why do most people wait until 65 to be able to start to live? Your why. And what's their passion or their why? All great topics, but look how these interludes, okay, can connect many different topics. An example: social media analogy. People lead to people and are tracked and connected naturally as friends and followers in social media. The diagram, if you diagram that out, it would look like a family tree, right?
Yep.
And influencers are able to promote products to them and to get paid. But no one who led to those people gets paid. Advertisers can offer products to groups of your followers with specific profiles that are likely to buy a product, and they end up selling a lot of product and making money. But those people who led to those people do not get paid. So we have a similar tracking system with an IT widget built into it that tracks what people buy, and a digital financial vehicle tracks, accumulates the sales, and pays everyone in the referral thread that led to the purchase. It's revolutionary. You need to look at it with me. And you can say it's like social media, not MLM, if that's a problem that you have. So it's like Amazon, but with people power. Amazon doesn't have any people. You can't even send them. You have to send in an email. It's 360 turnkey system. Know how to describe that we provide everything: fulfillment, shipping, the products, all the tools. A universal shopping cart, which provides a way to get paid for shopping, called the shopping annuity. It's like a franchise, but called the UnFranchise, and is an online e-commerce package with $13 billion vertical markets for entrepreneurs to make money and residual income with. These are great lines, and they connect to other themes. The tracking system. Tell the story that I tell, how the company was founded, that, it was kind of a mistake by going to a movie, and it led to 300 people. And I realized that if I could track that, we could have an incredible marketing tool, because people hate to be sold and they love to buy. So, the tracks everything a UFO and customer buys or sells, and their footprint of who they lead to directly and indirectly, and extracts a percentage of the margin from the brands or the supplier, and accrues 100% credit without dilution for a year to everybody in the thread to pay them a residual income. Have you ever learned a tongue twister? Have you ever learned a riddle? Here's one to learn. They have a financial vehicle that converts orders, sales, and shopping into income. It's a revolutionary new marketing concept. It's amazing. It's at a tipping point. So there's many more things. So have a group coring and identify as many as you can. Have fun with it and discuss them, practice them, explain them. It's like dancing verbally. So connecting the themes, one theme dance step leads to the next step. So learn to connect the themes. When they ask a question, another theme automatically comes up. It's the answer. And one theme leads to another. And all you're doing is educating them and enlightening them. You're having a conversation. Okay, it's not getting them in or being pushy or selling them. Does this sound like, so you can always have these little clickers, I call them. Does that sound like something you'd like to learn more about? Because they're interested, right? They're showing interest. We teach people how to make money doing that. What do you think about that? You know? And you can go and get a full training on this. You see the links at the bottom. It's right here in UnFranchise. The video or the audio is right there. So do you want to get good at it? Okay. Then go to it. Conduct a coring with the senior partner and your team on the themes and practice. Do this as soon as possible with your team. Do it this week. Everyone it takes turns with a script, and you know, if you do it together, it'll be a lot of fun. You do it at the corings, you comment or improve the answers. It's a discussion, it's a game. Everybody helps each other. It's not critical. You know, it's not criticism. Role play, have one person ask a question, another answer it. This is how you get good at it. Script each theme, support each other and ask questions, help people get better at it. Switch the themes and then ask questions and use another thing to answer so that you know how to mix it up and go around the room and help each other. I'm telling you guys, this is what it's all about. So you want education, this is where the education needs to be, on doing things like this. The company, the sponsor and line of leadership has responsibilities. What you agree to do when somebody gets sponsored, okay, what must be done to succeed? They need to have a possibility list, an evaluation approach, 100 out of 300, 2 per week for 23 weeks equals 104, 8 go nows. That is what you need to make sure a person does out of the Getting Started Guide. The Getting Started Guide is an agreement and covenant between us. So everyone must get one of these Getting Started Guides. Why? It makes sure that everybody imprints correctly. It's a thing, because it is a policy and a process and a document that must be used. It gets everything started on the right track. So are you going to do that or are you not?
Yes.
Are you going to listen to this thing, go home? I mean, you know, I disappear and nothing changes. So, you know, this is a roadmap and the steps. List 100 out of 300 people you know, start with the top 10. This is what's going to make you good at the rest of it, of developing possibilities everywhere you go, every week. If you can't do this, you can't do that. So be sure to show somebody when you go through the list of 10 to 20 with your senior partner, and when you start doing 2 a week, be sure to show them the 4-minute digital education and credibility video in order to establish Market America a stellar reputation and track record. They're going to like what they see. They're going to want to be involved. And it's important to educate them on valid, legitimate due diligence and some of the games that are played out there. So out of that list of 100, getting started, you're going to have activation, but that is just the starting line. That's the gun at the beginning of the race. Now you're rolling. Now you get credit for everything and you can earn on it. Okay. So what happens to a lot of people is they get their list of 10 to 20 and they have a great upline sponsor, senior partner who does a dazzling UBP or presentation and just, you know, dazzles everybody. And you end up getting 2 people that want to sign up and you stop there. You call me up and say, I activated you know, activation, ejaculation. Okay, you're spent, you're done. Hey, come on, this is just the beginning, you know? So you can get all of this, my friends, all of it. It's all preserved. Every other lesson leads into this lesson. This lesson connects with all the other lessons. If you haven't been through all the lessons, if you're not doing this every Wednesday with us, you have the opportunity to go back and get it. And I'm telling you, if you really want to make it happen, I'm not spending time on a lot of duplication BS and, you know, demagoguery. I'm talking about where the pavement meets the road and what makes champions, what makes directors. And this is what is done day by day. And the reason I can say that is because it's what I do. It's what I did and I continue to do. So if you want to know where that edge is, this is it. And what I'm talking about are the things that cause somebody to grow to the level that they wanted to achieve, to have the lifestyle, income, and dream come true. I want you to be one of those people. All I can do is pour my guts out. You got to step up to the plate and do something. I love you. I hope that you'll be with us next week, and I hope that you'll bring some people with you. Keep growing.